2026 school year. I am Kaitlin Serrano, the President of the New South Wales P&C Federation, and I am delighted to be joined today by Deputy Premier and Minister for Education and Early Learning, Prue, and Secretary of the New South Wales Department of Education, Murat Dizdar. They've kindly taken the time to join me in welcoming parents and carers at the start of the new school year. Plus, they've given me the opportunity to bring a few of your most important questions to the table. Deputy Premier and Murat, thank you both so much for sharing your insights with us today. Murat, did you want to start? Let us know what's in store for us in 2026.
Thanks, Kaitlin, and great to join you and our Deputy Premier here for the launch of the 2026 school year. From the public education family, can we congratulate you on your appointment as P&C Federation President? We're really proud of the long and enduring partnership that we have with the P&C, and we look forward to working productively with you and your team. Parent voice is critical to us. We're in our third year of the partnership agreement between our department here and the Federation, and I know we'll continue to achieve more great things together. I'm really grateful for the advice that families give us. I'm one of the families in the system, Kaitlin, and I know that having that on-ground expertise and insight is really critical so that we can keep growing public education in New South Wales. We're really proud that we've given consistent guidance around voluntary contributions that we've worked on together. Yeah. Voluntary, in my dictionary, will always mean voluntary. No student will ever miss out on core learning because a payment isn't made. And I know that our schools respect that, and they're there to support our families who can be doing it tough on socio-economic grounds. It's by working together that we've landed on an approach that will involve better local consultation and greater transparency about what school fund and where parents may be asked to contribute. Deputy Premier, it's fantastic to have you back with us. You're in great health and you've been raring to go. Can we throw to you with the P&C?
Thanks so much, Murat. I'm really feeling more energised than ever to be working alongside parents and carers right across New South Wales to champion our wonderful, high-quality public education. It's what you deserve, and we're committed to giving your children. It's really been a positive start to the school year. Exciting new schools and upgrades opening all around the state that you may have seen on your social media or on the news. We are putting a record $9 billion into this, with 230 new builds and upgrades underway, including, and this is really exciting, 100 new public preschools. It's really fantastic to see them coming to life out of the ground, literally. I'm really pleased to say that this year we also started with the lowest number of teacher vacancies in 12 years. This is where the rubber really hits the road for your children. It means that we see fewer merged and cancelled classes, more professionals getting the best out of our classrooms every day. I really want to thank the P&C Federation for their continued advocacy, especially for your powerful voice in the lead up to the national agreement that we signed last year that's going to see finally every public school in New South Wales fully funded in the coming years. As we start the year, there are so many achievements for us to celebrate. Last year, 45% of first place HSC achievers came from our New South Wales public schools. And in NAPLAN, New South Wales schools outperformed the national average for the second year in a row. We need to keep telling these success stories. This success doesn't happen by chance. It reflects the strong partnerships we have between schools and our families. The partnerships that enable us to work together to support our students and your children to thrive.
They're fantastic strengths and growth that we've seen in the public education system. But what I do know in my time is that the strength of this system lies in the diversity of the students and the families that we serve. We're really proud of that. It's in our DNA in public ed. And we don't take the responsibility lightly that we're there to make sure every child, every student feels seen, supported and stretched to reach and exceed their potential. This year, we'll be looking to build that capability in every public school. All of our staff will complete statewide professional learning on day one, term two, that'll be focused on inclusive education with an emphasis on disability and neurodiversity. And we're continuing to take careful steps on how we use new tools like generative AI to get the best out of our students, making our New South Wales EduChat platform available optionally to all students in years 5 to 12. But I want to be very, very clear that the technology will always be there to enhance the human work. This is a human endeavour where learning and growth happens through the might and power of fantastic teachers across public schools, and no technology can ever replace the primacy of a teacher.
Yep, I'm nodding because I couldn't agree with you more, Murat. I really want to acknowledge the time and effort that you as parents and carers put into our schools. We know that what you do makes a huge difference. Really ready to take some questions now.
So, Deputy Premier, can you share how the new enrolment policy is helping schools manage student numbers and what the department is doing to support students as they transition to high school?
Thanks so much, Kaitlin. A key driving force for everything we're doing in public education is to show families why their local schools are worth choosing. Our updated enrolment policy is about making sure our public schools are accessible, inclusive, and set up for success for your child. Parents and principals told us their previous caps on how enrolments were set, they were too low, so we've recalculated them to better match each school's actual capacity. This means that where there's room, more families can choose their preferred public school because they'll be able to see what the availability is. The policy also supports our most vulnerable students, such as those from defence families who may move around a lot, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students that may want to attend school outside of their local catchment area for cultural, for kinship reasons. We're getting rid of the term enrolment cap, and now we're talking about a school's enrolment availability. This is about being open and transparent with you as families in our system. If you'd like to check if a particular school has places available, the best way is to contact the school directly. Now, we know that every transition during a child's school journey is a really big step. That's why public schools work closely with their local networks, sharing information to support both learning and wellbeing. These are big steps. They coordinate transition programs, orientation days, parent information sessions, so families experience a consistent, supportive pathway from one stage of schooling to the next. For our very littlest, youngest learners, that's one of the reasons we're building 100 public preschools. They're on or very close to, next to primary school sites. This is going to be really important for transition, so children can start forming connections early and then transition with that confidence. Those of you with very young children know what that is like, going from preschool to kindergarten. It's a big step. When it comes to high school, transition is no longer just one single orientation day in year 6. That's not good enough. It's about building familiarity over time, knowing what opportunities the local high school can offer, who the teachers are, who the principal is, feeling connected and confident well before they walk through the gates in year 7.
Secretary, a question for you. How can local school communities like the P&Cs help promote their schools and support the transitions?
P&Cs are our strongest ambassadors. It's our strongest fan base. They're our shareholders in the public education system and in their local context. And I know through my own children's 2 schools that when we work together with our P&C and our school leadership teams, we achieve phenomenal things in that local context.
Yeah.
That's why I encourage all our local P&Cs to go and connect with the principal of the school and the leadership team. You're on the ground in that context, and I really urge you to explore how you can best work together to push, promote and grow public education in that context, because our children in that context are then the beneficiaries. By partnering to share positive stories, because there are plenty in every context, I know that we can welcome more new families and support the transition events that the Deputy Premier spoke to. Together, we can make a real difference in every local context. It's by working alongside each other, working in our school context and in our area to promote public education, the great leveller and the great lifter of student outcomes here in New South Wales. I need no convincing. I know that when we have those conversations about choosing a school, that happens not only on the material information that we provide, but it happens at events like barbecues. But I want you to have that passion, and I want you to promote that in your P&C. Never underestimate the impact that you can make as a P&C by being a strong advocate for your local public school in your local communities. When communities speak proudly about their public school, it helps ensure that they remain vibrant, that they go from strength to strength, that they embrace diversity, and that they thrive.
Thank you. Secretary, another question for you. Parents have noticed an increase in pupil-free days, particularly at the start of the school year. Why do we have so many, and what are they for?
I really want to commend the Deputy Premier and the government. They've given us a little bit more space and time for our staff to engage in professional learning. It's the first time in 3 decades that we've got a very comprehensive overhaul of every syllabus, 123 plus in New South Wales. And as a former teacher and principal in the system, I know that you need time and space to engage deeply, to collaborate together, so that we can be at our best when we teach our young people. So the primacy of these additional school development days has been behind that driver to engage with syllabus so we can better support our students. We've had 4 at the start of the school year, and that's also brought us in line with some of our other sector colleagues, and it's really set us up for success at the beginning of the year. As a parent, I'm also delighted that we hand across our children, all of our children, on the same day. Before, we used to stagger what that looked like. We do have the 4 at the start of the year. We have 2 in term 2, and then we have 1 each in term 3 and 4. As a teacher, the best way to keep getting stronger and better is to keep investing in professional growth, and that's what these school development days achieve for our workforce, because ultimately that 95,000 teacher army in public schools comes to the table every day to lift student outcomes. Staff, can I assure our parents, are not cleaning out cupboards or playing handball in the quad, even though I was Summer Hill Public School handball champion and I don't mind mixing it with the kids in the playground. They are very much at it on these days, doing targeted professional learning. So teachers might use this time to analyse student learning data and plan targeted teaching. They might refine wellbeing and support programs so that every student feels safe, connected and ready to learn. They might complete important training to ensure schools operate safely and effectively. Each year, at the start of term 2, all New South Wales public schools, every one of them across the state, focuses on a shared priority. In 2025, by way of example, we focused on high potential and gifted education, and this year I alluded earlier that we're going to focus on disability and neurodiversity and inclusive education. Ultimately, these days are about building and enhancing and investing in what's a highly skilled, confident workforce, because we want to grow. We want to grow our educators' capability and capacity by giving them that professional learning and investment. They're the ones that know my kids the best. They're the ones that know our students the best in this state, and we want them to be well positioned to deliver the expertise of their craft.
Thank you. Deputy Premier, you've mentioned high potential and gifted education. Can you explain what it is and what that looks like for our students in rural and remote areas?
This is really exciting, and I know that parents will be excited to access these opportunities for your children. It's about recognising that every child has strengths, different strengths, and making sure that those strengths are seen and developed. So stretching opportunities for our children. It's not just about academic ability. People have known that we've had that in our system for many years, selective high schools, things like that. Some students might show advanced thinking and learning skills. Others might demonstrate creativity, leadership skills, empathy, or sporting talent. So high potential and gifted education, and focusing on that, is about making sure that students who are ready for extension are challenged and supported to grow. We know that geography really can create challenges in terms of this. I mean, that's not ideal, but there's a reality. that geography does challenge the access to services and fewer local resources. So what we've done about that is really invest in equity at the centre of our high potential and gifted education approach. Let me explain this to you. Our commitment is really simple. Every student, regardless of background, where you live, what your postcode is, you deserve access to learning that challenges you and inspires you. We know that our regional, rural and remote schools have to be, and I've seen it with my own eyes, incredibly innovative and collaborative. The things they do are amazing in terms of ensuring that their children, their students have access to opportunities. Small schools already are often working together to deliver explicit teaching, teachers plan together, share assessment tasks, moderate student work across schools. That means that high potential is consistently identified and extended even in very small settings. We can also use technology to play a huge role. Students will be able to collaborate online, connect across schools, access broader learning experiences without needing to travel long distances every time. Let me say this again really clearly. Our goal is so clear, and we've never before invested in it as much as we are now. Where your child lives should never limit what they can achieve.
Isn't it fantastic, Deputy Premier, that it's not just giftedness, that it's potential, that you can recognise in young people the potential and you can grab that and it can turn into giftedness and it can turn into vocation and pathway.
And I think parents know that every child, even in the same family, is different and has different skills and potential, and this is about stretching every student to achieve and exceed that potential.
Murat, there's been talk about a 10-year plan for music education and other innovative programs unique to New South Wales public schools. What can students expect from these in the coming years?
Kaitlin, for 178 years, this is a public education system that's exceeded on academic excellence, on the sporting front, on creative and performing arts. And that's why we're also determined to have a 10-year blueprint for our schools around music education, particularly around our primary schools. We know that music supports creativity and confidence and academic growth. If I had my time again, Kaitlin, at Summerhill Public, I would have wanted to pick up a musical instrument. I know the Deputy Premier was and probably is still a fine pianist, so we could have made more of it for me, and I'm driven by that in our 10-year plan. This plan will set clear standards for what high quality, sequential and ongoing music education looks like. It's a key priority around our equity front that the Deputy Premier spoke about. It's to make sure students across the state, including our students in regional and rural communities, have access to great music programs. Consultation is well underway. I want to thank the P&C Federation. They've been at the table with us, giving us input into this plan. Beyond that, students in New South Wales public schools have access to some incredible creative programs that are world leading.
Yep.
Our new South Asian dance program in Western Sydney is an example. Programs like Pulse Far West, which brings 3-day workshops in dance, drama and music to students in regional communities. Compass music festivals in regional centres. This is all examples and offerings that are part of inspiring excellence. It's driven to ensure New South Wales public school students, wherever they live, like the Deputy Premier said, regardless of postcode, that they can access rich, high quality, creative learning experiences. And we need to get you a ticket to School Spectacular
It's the best example.
2026
Yes.
to see 5,500 public school students just smash it through
Yep.
the park in creative and performing arts.
I'll be there.
Excellent.
Thank you both for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks, Kaitlin.
Thank you.